Hi everyone, this is Alex Gosse. I'm the owner of Magically Resin and the social media team lead for Craft Resin. You got that right, I work for Craft Resin now, and if you want to reach out and do anything with our social media, I'm your gal, so be sure to connect with us on Instagram or whatever social media you're on. As many of you know, I have been working on my yoga studio and I'm feeling very zen in general. So I thought it would be cool to make a project that shows you really how easy you can make something that's zen inspired. And it doesn't cost a lot and it doesn't take a lot of ingredients. I could have easily made this a larger piece, but I really just needed a coaster. I'm going to show you today how I made this piece and offer some ideas for other things that might be fun in a Zen room. You could easily do this in a bedroom. This would be lovely in so many places. Mine happens to be for a yoga studio, and I am thrilled with how this turned out. This was an inlay that I was playing with, and when I put it together with this 3D printed design, I knew that I'd struck gold. I was really excited about making this piece. Now, I used someone else's 3D printed design and printed it on my printer. So I'm going to be keeping this. These will not be for sale. No version of this will be for sale. This was just for me. I designed these inlays to have exactly the perfect rigidity to be able to embed them in resin without them wobbling around too much, but also without them being so stiff that they're difficult to embed without the resin going over the edge of the coaster or whatever the mold is that you're embedding it in. So I'm putting this in clear craft resin. I mixed it 1-to-1 ratio. I mixed it for 7 to 10 minutes. I let it sit for 10 minutes because I wanted it to get a good amount of thickness and completely degas before I put it in the mold and added my inlay. If you're interested in a more in-depth instruction on how to prepare your craft resin, there are many videos on our YouTube channel that offer very in-depth instruction, and you can also find a lot of information at craftresin.com. All of this information will be linked in the description, and everything that I used in this piece will be linked in the description as well. This is a 3D resin printed design that I got from Thingiverse, and the information on this design is in the description as well. I made this a while back and I'd been waiting to decide how I wanted to use it, and this seems so perfect for this. I love the rusted turquoise is the name of the color of my inlay that is underneath, and I loved how these colors worked together and they felt so peaceful. And the weave of the inlay is called Easter basket, the design is. And I loved how these came together, and I was so excited with how this worked. Now, I did not want the 3D printed object to be completely embedded. I had plenty of extra resin mixed up. I could have actually put more resin in this, but I didn't want it to. I wanted there to be the hint of the shape of the 3D printed object still poking out of the top of the resin while all of it was covered in resin. And so you can see that it isn't flat, and that was by design. I'm really getting into projects like this that have very few materials. So all that I used here was the coaster mold that I'd cut out. This was a Shop Resin Molds mold. It still is. I just cut it into a usable size because it had multiples before. And Craft Resin, my inlay that's in my Etsy shop, and then the 3D printed inlay. And I am just having so much fun. I also did add glitter here in a minute because I felt like it would benefit from a little bit of oomph, which I just loved. The little bit of glitter was perfect against the black 3D printed object. So making these pieces really doesn't take a lot of different things. The more that you practice using pieces that you have, using things that you have in your resin, because there are so many amazing things that you can put in resin. And there are so many craft resin YouTube videos that show you a wide variety of ways to make pieces without using a ton of stuff and without it costing a lot. If you'd like me to focus on making a series that really uses just a few materials and is very cost conscious, let me know. And for that matter, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you'd like me to focus on. We really want y'all to have exactly the knowledge that you want. So help me out by telling me what that is. And if there's something you're particularly interested in, I will find a way to make that happen. I thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. I really enjoyed making this project, and I have enjoyed so many of the projects that I have brought to you, and I have learned a lot while doing these. So thank you so much for all of the kind feedback and for everything that y'all offer to Craft Resin. We really are just so grateful. Have a fantastic day, and please be sure and like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. It will help me a lot to know what type of content to bring to you.